Welcome back to your weekly reading for the 21st of February through the 27th. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and just get started on this right here. All right, so I'm getting a couple messages with that one already. Definitely a focus on relationships, connections, and choices related to matters of the heart. And so starting with the overall essence here, I'm just going to jump right in, is the lover. So you may be faced with some sort of choice in regards to relationships or a relationship in your life or relationships in your life. Talking about moving, because there's a lot of energy of expansion and growth with the Lover's card. I do feel that way, especially if we're talking about making choices. But other than that, it's just there's definitely a focus around certain connections in your life this week, and maybe we'll get more information on that as we move along. So definitely keep focus on your relationships. More love in the air, it seems. It could talk about you might be coming into a new relationship, and it doesn't have to be love, like intimate love. It could just be a soulful connection, something that you feel really connected with. In the recent past, we have the Justice card and the Page of Swords. So it looks like you may have been either learning something in relation to law, or you have had new ideas about justice or law related things, because the Justice card represents coming into balance, fairness, and equality, and justice overall. It can talk about legal contracts, talk about law and legalities and stuff like that. And it looks like, as you start learning more and more about this endeavor, it's almost like you're having to balance yourself out. And, what I'm looking at here is she's reading a book while walking on this sword and holding out these light bulbs. And it's almost like, to me, it's like she's trying to balance herself out. Actually learns something new, because the Page of Swords can definitely represent having to learn a new idea of some sort. This could also be talking about delays in regards to something law related. And I do kind of feel that too, actually, because the Page of Swords can represent delays in action or delays in what's supposed to come in. But the Justice card saying that it will come in, just allow it to have time to unfold. So if you have experiencing delays in some sort, that's what this is saying. And maybe the clarification card will give more information on that. All right, so moving into this week, we have the Four of Swords and the Three of Wands. So definitely a resting period as we wait for opportunity to strike. And that's the main message I'm getting from this. The Four of Swords represents someone who is kind of coming into a mental rest. It's a kind of a healing period. And it's like the Three of Wands is talking about waiting for opportunity to strike, and that it will strike. Your next wave, our next wave, is going to come in when the time is right. In the meantime, take this opportunity to heal, refresh, and ultimately just relax as that time comes about. The Emperor is in the coming spot, as well as the Knight of Cups. Okay, so it definitely seems like there may be someone coming in here that's going to kind of change things up a little bit. It could be a relational opportunity, or it could just be something in relation to heart matters in general, something that's going to bring emotional satisfaction. And the Emperor talks about, like, he goes for it. He doesn't let anyone stand in his way, because he's the Emperor. There's a lot of Aries energy in it. So it's just talking about changing up routines and essentially rebirthing. I'm getting rebirth for some reason. I'm looking at his Ankh symbol on his arm. It's like he is rebirthing something. Something in his life is coming to an end, and he's having a rebirth of sorts. A rebirth of confidence, a rebirth of authoritative figure, or a leader figure within himself. And this is going to bring him new emotional satisfactions. You may be taking action on a person, or just something that's going to come your way that is going to create that emotional satisfaction. Okay. All right, so in the recent past, we have the Six of Swords. Yeah, so it definitely seems like that balance that came in or was trying to come in, it was pushing you in a much easier, peaceful area of your life. The Six of Swords represents transitions and moving on to calmer waters, getting away from the past, leaving the past behind, taking what you need, and moving on. And essentially, that's what this card is saying. You took what you, if you have people in your life, like a family, you may have been a little bit beaten and bruised, but ultimately you got out of that situation and now you're moving forward. It could have been, if you were having things to do with the law in relation to a child, that's another thing that I'm picking up on as well. It definitely seems like, that time came to pass and you moved on to much easier times. If you went through a divorce with children, you lost a child, something to that effect, you moved on and now you're in, a peaceful stance had you not done it in the first place. Four of Swords and the Three of Wands. Over that, we have the World card. Yes, so some of you might be looking to travel or looking to move or something to that effect. Otherwise, this card is talking about coming to a completion, allowing that phase to come out or come down so that this new cycle can commence. So there's a lot of achievement as you move out of this phase. You've learned a lot of lessons, you've had a lot of growth, a lot of setbacks, but ultimately this card is saying you achieved that, you stuck through it. Now you're resting. Now you're allowing yourself to heal from the past so that this new phase can come in. I always look at this card as like a portal in a way. She is wrapped in by this wreath. This card has gold and the old foil in the background, but she's like walking through this portal. She's ready to move on to something better. She's ready to step through that portal of life, that energetic portal, and just create something totally different. But there's an element of waiting for that opportunity. And this is saying to just take the rest, take the healing, and allow yourself to just relax as it comes in for you. Because you've done a lot of work. Over the Emperor and the Knight of Cups, we have the Queen of Wands. Yeah, definitely. So there might be a fire sign coming in for you. Otherwise, this emotional opportunity or this thing that you're taking the reins on and moving forward with action and creating different structures in your life, it's definitely in regards to networking and being more attractive. So the Queen of Wands definitely represents being attractive, whether it's intimately or just attractive energetically speaking, right? It does represent physical attraction as well. She is a very pretty woman. And it just represents that physical attraction, but it also talks about energetic attraction as well. And the Queen of Wands is always represented as someone who is networking, kind of building community around her so that she can be that leader and that inspirationally bold leader that she is. But again, that can also represent someone coming into your life. That's a fire sign, whether it's a male or female. So let me draw the relationships card, giving and receiving. Definitely receiving something here. 2 physical cards, gratitude list, clearing debts. Ooh, I like that. All my debts cleared. Memories of Atlantis, Pleiadian activation. All right. So in the area of the heart, we have giving and receiving and open up. So I can definitely see this. It's the giving and receiving part definitely has a very strong tie to opening up. As Cancers, it's very hard for us to show our emotions, especially outwardly. Might be depending on what your moon sign is, because we both may be a sun sign in Cancer, but our moon sign could be completely different. My moon sign's in Leo, so I have a need to be seen, heard, and felt. I like to be playful with children, playful and joking with other people in general. But generally, the moon sign is something that only comes into effect when with the closest people in your life. So they won't see that side of yourself unless they're close to you. So anyway, open up to new love. Open up to new relationships in your life. Allow your heart center to activate. Be more giving of yourself whenever it makes sense. And also, if someone's trying to give you love, it goes both ways, right? So there's this harmony that needs to take place, and it requires us to open up. I'm lumping myself in there. I'm a Cancer as well, obviously. So it's about giving and receiving time and energy and just more of your heart to a certain relationship or a situation. But that, again, that requires you to open up yourself, allow yourself to give that emotion to someone or something. So, and these cards are generally just to help us activate our heart center so that we can have more prosperous relationships. But it also can talk about new relationships coming in as well. But, if you're going through a hard time, especially opening up, this may wind up closing people off from you. So if you give more of yourself, open up to other people, be open to other people. Gratitude list. It's probably too far away. Counting your blessings and feeling gratitude for what you already have helps you to be centered in your heart instead of fixated on worries in your mind. What and who are you grateful for right now? Keep focusing upon gratitude and you'll discover the amazing generosity of the universe. So, the energy of gratitude, that's all this is saying. Is the energy of gratitude is something that would help manifest certain things in our life. Because having grateful feelings is very positive in nature, and you feel that, when you feel grateful for something, you feel very positive, you feel energized, you feel thankful, and that actually affects your overall field around your beingness. And when your field is uplifted and vibrating higher, that actually attracts things at a much faster rate and much more easier too. So it's just saying, be more grateful for what you do have. I that's a message for me too. I try to practice gratitude, but I don't have a routine for it. And I try to do it when I feel genuinely grateful, not just yeah, I'm grateful. I am grateful. I want to feel that I'm grateful for it. Clearing debts. I love seeing this, even though I don't really have a lot of debt, but it's still nice to get those credit cards down, or whatever else is on there. Your self-care involves removing the heavy burden of financial and emotional debts from your life. You'll already feel lighter and freer just by facing this topic and making a plan to clear present obligations and avoid future ones as well. Yeah, so I definitely feel like what this is saying is if you have been kind of incurring debts, whether it's credit cards, loans, or something that just kind of stacks onto you financially, it's saying to try to back off of incurring that and work towards putting that down. I've had experiences in my past related to finances that I've had to embrace and learn from, because I've stacked up a lot of debt in the past before, and I got out of it eventually. But you feel freer. You feel like you can do more with your money, and you don't feel like you have this weight hanging over your shoulders or over your head even, just waiting to drop on you. So clearing debts, it's saying to help yourself do that. But as you come into the awareness that debts need to be cleared, you may start receiving things that help you clear those debts. Memories of Atlantis, spiritual acceleration, progress, technology. Yeah, so definitely a lot of ties to the Ankh with this reading. That's another one here. So a rebirth of some sort is happening. We are spiritually accelerating, so you may start seeing a lot of changes happening going into this next week, a lot of progress being made. And if technology which makes sense for me, making progress with technology, or using technology to help progress you. Atlantis was generally depicted as a city that was more advanced than the rest of civilization at that time, or one of the most advanced civilizations at that time. And so that's basically what this is saying. Spiritual acceleration, making progress through anything that you're working through right now, whether it's a job or a business of some sort. And if you're working with technology, of course, it's saying technology is going to help you along your path as well. So yeah, awesome progress being made here. That's what I love to see. And Pleiadian activation. Pleiadians are a extraterrestrial race that reside in the Pleiades constellation. And they're generally depicted as very loving and harmonious beings. And so they're very much focused on relationships, being respectful, and having overall love for their entire society. So the key words here are coming together, harmony in heavens, and resolution. If you're having any ideas revolving around technology that's going to help progress, like progressive technology or something like that, I just had that idea come through to me. It's saying that's definitely going move through with that. That's going to help accelerate your life. I had to say that. Yeah, coming together, harmony in the heavens, and resolution. So if you've been having issues within certain relationships or within yourself and regarding emotions or love, that's what it kind of looks like anyway. It's saying things are going to start coming back together. There's going to be more harmony within your love life or your emotion life, because resolutions are at hand. Things will become resolved for you. So if you've been kind of having a hard time with emotion and maybe having a hard time sleeping because of that, it's saying that this thing will wind up resolving itself. So just keep moving forward. All right, yeah, definitely a lot of relationship going on here. Focus on relationships. So anyway, Cancer, I really hope that you enjoyed this. If you resonated with it, please like, share, and or subscribe. It would greatly help me out. And I will see you in the next one.